Aviator, and today, this time, I've got the Piper. Come on, I want to show you a better view of it. If I can get the views to work the way I want them to. Let's see. Anyway, let's do it this way. Okay, so I got the Piper Era, the Just Flight version. Now this is the turbo version. The turbo version has a little bit more power in the climb out, and it can fly a little bit higher. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same version as the non-turbo version. So this will be a PilotEdge flight, and I'm at Oceana at the moment. I am going to fly from Oceana to San Luis, and then from San Luis to Santa Barbara. This is a flight that I've made quite a few times, but I just have not been flying on PilotEdge lately. So I may be a little rusty in my radio phraseology and calls. Okay, so let me go ahead and connect to the PilotEdge network.
Connected to PilotEdge.
And we are connected. Now, I did a flight earlier and I was having some issues with my microphone. So I do want to just turn my microphone on and just test it, make sure that that's not going to be an issue before I get too far in this.
This is 4471 November with from Camarillo to John Wayne Airport with information Alpha 5550 performing CAT 10 rating, and I also request to flight follow.
So I guess
for 4471 November Camarillo ground, departure frequency 124.7, squawk 4214.
I guess you can hear that.
Departure frequency 124.7, squawk 4214, 4471 November.
And
for 4471 November, correct?
I am doing a little house cleaning here.
John Wayne ground, TBM November 1 Alpha Papa.
November 1 Alpha Papa, John Wayne. I need a cold call ground, go ahead and make your request.
1 Alpha Papa, ready to taxi VFR. We're on the west side of the ramp.
So let me just, now, why am I picking up all of that and I'm on CTAF. Okay, well, starting it up seemed to have rectified that. Oceana traffic, mic check. So I'm not getting the L code that I was getting, so I guess I'm good. So let me go ahead.
Alpha.
Yeah. So I think I've resolved the issue that I was having with my radio. All right, so let's go ahead and get this guy started up here. And this time I am going to go through the checklist. I don't know why I just logged in to FSE. I'm not doing an FSE flight, but that's okay. All right. So I'm going to bring up my checklist. Pre-flight. And out of my, let me get rid of this guy. Out of my pre-flight checklist, there are only a couple things that I do check. And let's say master switch is off. And I always check my trim. Okay, so trim is set to neutral. And flaps and ailerons, I do want to go ahead and put one notch of flaps in and go through my buttons so I can see which is which. And I do need to remove my tie down stuff. Okay. And I think I'm good to go now. Good to go for a start. All right. So before I start, let me turn off one of my yokes. A I do have a um, a physical yoke, so I don't need the virtual yoke. And brake set, check. Circuit breakers are in. Don't see anything popped over there, so that's fine. Alternate air is off, and prop full forward. Avionics should be off. I think I turned them. Yep, they're off. And fuel selector on the desired tank. Now I do need to turn my battery on and see which tank I got the most gas in. Look like I got a tad more gas in the right tank. So I am going to set the fuel selector on the right tank, leave the battery on, and I'm going to set the throttle to a 1/2 inch open, and alt switch can come on, which is my alternator. Battery is already on. Fuel pump can go to low. All right. And that's this button here. Mixture rich, then idle. And if you look right here at this fuel gauge, you'll see it move, and that's the prime. So I got fuel in the carb in the injector reserve or wherever it need to be. Okay. And get this view back to where it need to be. Prop clear. Clear prop. And brakes are set. Mixture comes up. Starter is engaged. Both mags are on. Oil pressure is in the green. All right. Adjust throttle to 14 to 15 RPMs. Bring it back just a touch. Oil pressure was in the green, and we got a good start. All right. Beacon is on. Good. I was gonna say because I don't remember double checking my beacon, but I tend to leave my beacon lights on. All right. Let's get our ATIS and 120.6 will give us St. Louis. And let me get something to write on. The tail number on this aircraft is November 286 Whiskey Foxtrot. And this is the Piper error. All right, so
San Luis County Regional Airport, ATIS information
November.
056 Zulu, wind 240 at 9er, visibility 10, sky conditions clear, temperature 17, 2.9er, altimeter 3000, arriving and departing runway 29er, visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information
November. Okay, so winds are 240.
County Regional Airport, ATIS
Winds are 240 at 9er. And turn that one off. And altimeter is 3000. And and this is pretty dark. Let's see, I'm gonna try turning on the lights because I know that when these videos play back, they always look dark in the panel on this aircraft. Okay, 3000, and again, that's putting me below sea level. Huh? I'm not sure what's going on with my terrain mesh, my elevation mesh. Um, okay, but I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay, and so we know we can expect two niner, and let's go ahead. So we got that in the box. I got November, and I guess our radios are set, our altimeter is set, and we've got a heading of 2, so we need to set this guy. Got a heading of 020. Okay, so our compass is set. Of course, we'll check that again when we do our run up. All right, so let's get ready to taxi. Oceana traffic, error 286 Whiskey Foxtrot is taxiing to runway 29 Oceana. All right, so taxi light come on. Release the brake. Clear to the right and clear to the left. I can get rid of the chat list. Well, I wish I could make the chat list transparent, but I'm gonna leave the chat list up because I'm not finished with it. All right, so I'm clear. Check both brakes. Check steering. Check left brake. Check right brake. And we're good. All right. So we're going to turn to the right. And power back some because at 1500 RPMs, it just wants to take off and have me ride the brake all the way down. Oceana traffic, Arrow 286 Whiskey Foxtrot, crossing runway 32, Oceana. Alrighty. Now, this aircraft tend to have a great P factor. I mean, the P factor on this is out of this world. So I am going to have to give it a heck of a whole lot of right rudder to keep it on the runway. In fact, let me go ahead and my head and bug is already set to 29er, so I'm good there. And I'll be southwest of the airport when I call Tower, when I call St. Louis Tower. So let's go here and let's go over here to the run-up area. Winds were 240 at 9. So let's see if we can't point this to 240. Come on, come on around, come on around, come on around. And I don't want to blow the prop wash, so I'm gonna have to be okay with 29er because I don't want to blow the air back over the taxiway and runway. Okay, So let's set the brake. Brake is set. Come on, brake is set. Come on, brake, brake. Well, I want the brake set. Shucks, like I got a parking brake failure. Actually, I don't. Oh, you know what? Duh, I did it again. That was my flaps. Okay, I have done that before. I have done that before. Okay. That's what happens when you fly a whole different bunch of different aircraft. All right, parking brakes are set, and I've done all this good stuff here. All right, and prop is full forward and throttle up to 2,000. Left mag, see a drop. Right mag, bring my prop down just a hair. Left mag, got a whole 100. Drop. Right mag, looking good. Suction is 4.8. Or temp is in the green, or pressure is in the green. Amps look good. And announcer panel, back amps, or and overspeed all looking good. Auxiliary fuel also works. Exercise the prop. Manifold pressure is going up. RPMs went down. That's one. Check the prop again. Suction is coming down. And gyro suction is going back up. Okay. And generally you do it 3 times, but twice in the sim is enough. Okay. Fuel pump off. Fuel pressure is holding. And power back to 1500 or so. All right. Master battery switch is on, and alternate switch is on. Flight instruments check. Everything looks like it should look on my 6-pack. Fuel pumps is on my fuel is being sucked out of the pump. That's the fullest. Engine looks okay. Alternate air is closed. Mixture is for rich. Prop is for forward. Flaps are 1 notch. Trim is set. Controls are free and clear. And doors are closed and latched. Okay. Closed and latched. All right. All right. So, takeoff brief. We'll line up on the runway, set our flaps, double check our flaps, trim is set. We go to full power. We're going to rotate at 75 knots. Ideally, we'll climb out at 79 knots. And that's with the degree of flaps. And we will have to touch our brakes and raise our gear, and altitude above 300 feet, we will raise our flaps. Okay, so let's clear and clear. Get in the habit of doing that. I can remove this guy and a lot of drone traffic today. Oceana traffic, Arrow 286 Whiskey Foxtrot is lining up runway 29 and taking off Oceana. Okay, don't see any traffic coming in. And line up here. Okay. And check the compass, look good. Lights, camera, and action. '65. Rotate. Tap the brake. Positive rate and gear up. Hold our runway heading. $300 up. Flaps up. And now we can speed up to about 97. 97 is VX on this. Go ahead and turn towards the other airport. Oceana traffic, Arrow 286 Whiskey Foxtrot is departing runway 29 and departing the pattern to the northeast Oceana. Okay, so I am having to give it a lot of aileron to make this turn. All right, so now I can tune to
Airspace yet. Tax SoCal approach 134.9er.
to
Right, an aircraft made a flight following a request. I got the call sign and absolutely nothing else. I think it was 5 Foxtrot Delta. Say again.
thing said I had why the autopilot looked like it was on.
We're 40 Foxtrot Delta, LA Center Squawk 6207.
San Luis Tower, Arrow 286 Whiskey Foxtrot is inbound from the southwest, 4-stop, and we got November. Probably about 6.
71 November, that proved.
Burbank Tower, November 76 Alpha Charlie's vacated, Bravo 3.
6 Alpha Charlie, taxi parking via Bravo. This frequency pass for Cat 8.
Parking via Bravo and this frequency, thanks for the pass. 76 Alpha Charlie.
Karen Ground, Delta 133 requesting taxi.
So either I'm not getting out.
405 Fox Delta, your radar contact 8 miles west of Big Bear Airport. Verify altitude.
So either I'm not getting
5
out,
Foxtrot Delta, Ontario, altimeter 29908.
or he's just too busy to acknowledge me, or either I was stepped on.
The 133, longest ground, runway 19er left, taxi via Whiskey Delta.
Okay. Yes.
19er left, taxiing Whiskey Delta, Delta 133.
Delta 133, I'm sorry, Golf and Delta.
Golf Delta 133.
So I am going
Santa Barbara ground, November 486, back on south ramp to the active.
to turn this way. So
486, pop back, Santa Barbara ground, runway 25, taxi via Bravo, Alpha, Golf.
25, yeah, Bravo Alpha Golf, November 486, back on.
405 Fox Delta, contact SoCal approach 135.4.
so I know where I'm at. And
Bakersfield Tower, Mounting 2442 Papa, holding short, runway 30 right. Ready for takeoff, departure to the north.
For 2442 Pop, Bakersfield Tower, straight out departure approved, runway 30 right, cleared for takeoff.
30 right, clear takeoff, straight out departure approved, 2442 Papa.
okay, so I'm trying to avoid his airspace until I talk to him,
Bank, man.
which is why
Tango vacated by Bravo 3, looking to go west FBO.
I'm turning.
4471 November Cal approach, cleared through Los Angeles Bravo airspace by the coastal route southbound. Maintain VFR at 5,500 while inside Bravo airspace. Los Angeles, altimeter 3001.
And St. Louis Towers 12400. Okay. Get him.
405 Fox Delta, SoCal approach, Ontario, altimeter is 29908.
So I'm trying to stay at around 1,500 feet. St. Louis Tower, Arrow 286 Whiskey Foxtrot is 9 miles to the southwest, inbound 4-stop with November.
For 286 with Foxtrot, San Luis Tower, enter left base, runway 29er, report turning final.
And a left base for 29er will report turning final 6 Whiskey Foxtrot. Okay, so
Go bank, 95 Tango vacated by Bravo 3, looking to go west FBO.
For 9er Charlie, Tango taxi to parking via Bravo, this frequency.
so let's
Bravo, the frequency, 9 Charlie stopping.
looks like I'm already on the left. On the right.
For 71 November, it looks like you're diverging from the coastal route.
So okay, so there's one airport. Okay, so now I know where I'm at. Okay, so I can come up this way and enter on that base. Get it trimmed out a little bit better. Okay.
Legion 130, contact Las Vegas approach 125.9er.
All right, so now I can enter on that left base.
For 244 Papa, contact Bakersfield departure.
Go to departure, 142 Papa.
And whenever I turn, I always have a tendency to want to just yank back on that yoke. All right, so
For 244 Papa, Bakersfield departure, I'm also with you, your radar contact.
now I'm on base. The airport is way back up there. See that? No, I'm pointing. This mountain right here. The airport is just beside that mountain.
Santa Barbara Tower, November 486, Papa Echo, holding short runway 25. Ready for the bus.
There's only like 5 people on, and I think you guys are coordinating to talk at exactly the same time. Number 486, Papa Echo, Santa Barbara Tower, runway 25, cleared for takeoff.
Left takeoff, runway 25, number 486, Papa Echo.
Legion 130 is the Las Vegas approach information. India's current altimeter is 3002. Do you have an approach request? Legion 130, roger. Expect a visual approach, runway 19 left.
So it's been a while since I've flown this aircraft, and I guess I can turn let's see. I want to fly a little bit further before I turn final. San Luis Tower, Arrow 286 Whiskey Foxtrot, turning base to final.
6 Whiskey Foxtrot, runway 29er, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 29, 6 Whiskey Foxtrot. Okay, so I got my landing clearance. And
Delta 133, short runway should contact tower.
and
486, Pop Echo, radar contact, contact departure.
I'm on a 5-mile final.
Contact departure November 486 Papa Echo.
So actually could have flew that base for another mile or two.
Captain McCarran Tower, Delta 133.
All right.
Short one-way 19er left, ready for departure.
Glumps, gas,
486 Echo, Santa Barbara departure, resume on navigation and appropriate VFR altitudes.
lights,
Delta 133, Las Vegas, runway 19er
mixture,
left, cleared for takeoff when variable at 6.
props, and we'll do undercarriage in just a few. Okay, so
Takeoff Delta 133.
so we're 4 miles out. So
Delta 133, confirming 19er left.
so we can go ahead and do an undercarriage. Trim.
Delta 133, you have to act the runway as well as your call sign. Confirm runway 19er left, cleared for takeoff.
Delta 133, clear for takeoff, runway 19er left. Delta 133.
And see how my turn coordinator was way over there to the left, so I have to give it a lot of rudder once I start giving it. So see how I'm having to trying to keep the aircraft coordinated. I can do flaps.
Region 130, descend to 80,000.
And I'm on the glide slope, flying by hand. And I can slow down to about 80. I'm gonna stay on this glide slope if I can.
Legion 133 to NIPSO, heading 025.
I've
Vectors, correction vectors, visual approach, runway 19er left.
gotten a little slow here. And
Negative 02.
it can be tough keeping this bird coordinated.
405 Scott Delta, contact Joshua, approach 126.1.
Gear is down, 3 in the green. Transition to the end of the runway and just let her sink slowly. Okay. And
November 40 Foxtrot Delta, Joshua approach, Fox altimeter 29er 6.
San Luis Tower, 286 Whiskey Foxtrot is clear. 290, request taxi back.
For 486 Whiskey Foxtrot, correction 286 Whiskey Foxtrot, San Luis ground, runway 29er, taxi via Alpha.
Taxi via Alpha, runway 29er, and we'll be departing downwind to the south.
Delta 133, departure.
Okay, let's make sure ain't nothing coming.
Departure, 1 Delta 133.
Okay, so we're going downwind to the south. Let's see now. Normally I need to use a stir cockpit, but our next destination is say this is why I need to.
Delta 133, lost departure, your radar contact, and verify that you're climbing via the SID.
Okay, is it KP? Let's see, Santa Barbara. KS. I couldn't remember what that.
You should be climbing by level 190.
Couldn't remember what that was. All right.
130 to maintain 5,500. Do you have the airport in sight? 12 o'clock, 5 miles. Agent 130, cleared visual, runway 19 left.
All right, so taxi light should have came on. Let's clean her up. 1 degree of flaps. And cleaning it up is something that I have a hard time
133, I'm maintain flight level 190.
remembering to do. And how do I turn down the radio for let's try this. Maybe that'll work because he's louder than I am. Now I need to hear him say something so I know that where he's at volume wise. I'll turn it down too far.
Agent 130, contact.
No.
Las Vegas Tower, 118.75.
Yeah, he's good. Okay. So it looked like I still got November.
0. Sky condition clear. Temperature 17. Dew point 9er. Altimeter 2996. Arriving and departing runway 29er. Visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact that you have information Oscar. San Luis County Regional Airport, 8.
So 29906 now. So the
Tower, good afternoon, Legion 130 is turning left east, 19 left.
Agent 130, Las Vegas Tower, runway 19 left, clear to land, wind variable at 6. Correction, wind 070 at 6 now.
Alright, clear to land 19 left, position 130.
let's see, do I have enough gas? I think so to get 62 miles. In real life, I would add more gas. All right, so San Luis Tower, Arrow 286 Whiskey Foxtrot, holding it runway 29 are ready to depart south downwind, and we've upgraded to Oscar.
For 286 Whiskey Foxtrot, San Luis Tower left downwind departure approved, runway 29er cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 29 286 Whiskey Foxtrot, thank you. All right. No traffic's coming in.
471 November, leaving Bravo airspace in a mile and a half. Radar, or correction, resume O navigation and appropriate VFR altitudes. Contact SoCal approach 128.1.
And why is my
133 Conway Center 133.
my frame rate dropped to 2? I'm not, something's bothering my frames. I don't know. I have to investigate what it might be. Actually, Outlook running in the background, so it could be downloading.
Contact Fresno approach 119.6.
So let me just turn it off and for power flat.
Ground Skyhawk 36 feet, Charlie Kilo, transient parking. Would like to do some pattern work for cut 3, information Oscar.
Okay, 65. We're gonna rotate at 75. 75, rotate.
Climate maintain flight level 340.
Hold that, hold that, and
Before
gear up.
contact point group
Pop, tap the brakes. 300 feet. We'll raise our flaps.
363 kilo 10 miles ground runway
Pull our power back.
Have your correction right.
Runway 29, taxi via Alpha 36 feet, Charlie Kilo.
Climb out at 79. See, where's our, yeah, see, should be climbing out at 79. So let's trim it down a little bit. All right, we're 300 feet up, so now we can lower the flaps and climb out at 97. All right, got downwind turn. Get away from the airport a little bit. And proceed downwind. All right, I can see the runway, so that helps me line up downwind without having to look at my instruments. And now I can do a climb at 97 knots. Okay, and this is this is V. This is pretty much my VY. For this aircraft. And I can set the head and bug and turn on the autopilot. Autopilot is engaged and it does not have a vertical hold, so I am going to have to manage the climb myself. And for Santa, now I didn't file a flight plan, so I don't really have to go to Santa Barbara. So let's look at our fuel and let's let our fuel decide where we're going to go. Right now, we're pretty even. And uh,
I don't know. I just chose it at random, and then Max came along with me, but everybody else, it's none of my doing. I don't know what that's all about.
I've never seen before. There's like 5 people today that have gone to Fresno.
all right.
The water, I don't even know. Yeah, people come in, I didn't know what that was all about.
And so we got the autopilot is on, but I'm still flying. Let's see. Autopilot is on, but it's not on. All right, let's do this again. Now autopilot is on. Okay, so look, Mom, no hands. All right, so it should fly me at 1-2, ahead in the 1-2-0, and it did.
November 26.2, John Wayne clear, clear to Santa Monica Airport. On departure, fly heading 230, radar vectors, Seal Beach VOR, and then as filed. Maintain 2,000, expect 6,000 in 1
Okay,
kilometer.
so change that to
Frequency
GPS
128.1, 4132.
and direct to Santa Barbara, and change this to nav.
266, like you read that correct, and this is for the I-4 rating, correct?
And I still should be in a climb. I think I want to do 4,500.
The 363, Charlie, go San Luis Tower. Is that where the runway ends on your scenery, or can you taxi all the way down to the end?
I can taxi all the way down.
And
First three, Charlie, Kilo, I won't make you do it this time, but that was your taxi instruction, was all the way down at the end. If it was going to be runway 29er at Lima, you would have first taxi via Alpha Lima, which is Alpha all the way down to the end. Make left close traffic, report midfield, downwind each passes. Runway 29er clear for takeoff.
We'll make a left cross traffic. We'll report H midfield 29 363 Charlie Kilo.
For 486 back, contact SoCal approach 134.2.
okay, we're getting up to our cruise altitude. And we are at cruise, so pull the power back to 3.5, props back, trim it. And what was I heading? Okay, so I heading is 130.
Papa SoCal approach information. Whiskey is current at Burbank, altimeter 299er6. Advise the airport in sight and expect runway 15.
As soon as I get it trimmed out, then I'll re-engage my autopilot. So actually I can,
Contact SoCal approach John Tower 126 flight.
The Wayne Tower says 447 November inbound for landing, 5 miles west.
okay, so I got my power set and where I want it.
71 November, runway tower enter right, downwind runway 20 right, clear to land, the wind 190 ready.
And
Right down window 20 right, 71 November.
say,
Good wind, bro.
okay. And I need to pause for a minute and make sure that I don't burn food. So be right back.
San Luis Tower Sky 463 Charlie Kilo, left midfield for the option.
363 Charlie, runway 29er cleared for the option.
Runway 29 clear for the option, 363 Charlie Kilo.
405 Fox Delta, contact LA Center 125.27.
That was really close. I knew I started smelling something.
471, yep, runway 20 right, you're clear to land.
All right, so I'm trying to trim it out here.
405 Delta LA Center,
And
Delta Rotor, 909er.
and I'm also hand flying. Even in real life, this aircraft can take 4 or 5 minutes to trim. Um, so, because it doesn't have the vertical hold, which is a shame, but it is what it is, right? Okay.
486, Papa, contact Burbank Tower, 118.5.
So I'm gonna turn the autopilot back on for guidance, and hopefully the trim will hold now.
Burbank Tower, November 486, Papa Echo, taxi BM is 10 miles to the west, inbound, full stop, please match whiskey.
Now a lot of times when I get really close,
Delta 48, Papa Echo, Burbank Tower,
I can
currently
do
waiting for
micro
one
trimming with the power setting.
White space, runway 15, clear to land November 4, stay clear, Papa Echo.
Getting a little chilly in here. Okay. So I think we're pretty much trimmed. And let's go to 122, 120.55. That's that is Santa Barbara approach. Oh no, I now could have the same controller on both frequencies. So on the here, got a lull in traffic and voice traffic right now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and change. All right. And I'm still climbing, so I'm gonna pull power back.
71 November, check marking via Bravo, this frequency, and it was a patch, the CAX correction CAT 10.
Pull power back just a touch. And so what I should do is adjust my mixture just a touch. And doing so actually gave my engine a tad more power, so I can actually come down off my power rate setting just a touch.
436, Charlie Kilo, runway 29er, clear to stay off.
Tito hush. And let me tune the Santa Barbara. Let me look up Santa Barbara Tower.
Delta 133, tacto, Flight Center,
That's KSBP to KSBA.
10 feet over out, runway 24, taxi off.
Okay, I'm en route, and I should pass to the right of Santa Ynez, and I'm doing direct. Usually, when I do this flight, I fly to um, one of the VORs before I get to Santa Barbara. But today, I decided to just fly direct. Now, I just had a weather change, and you see how that's affecting my altitude, my vertical speed indicator. So it's starting to oscillate a little bit. Hopefully, it will straighten out to where it's supposed to be. And there was something that I was looking at. Oh, yeah, the radio frequencies for Santa Barbara. Okay, ATOS is 132.65. And let's go ahead and see if we may be too far out to get it. And we are. And Santa Barbara approach is 120.55. So we got that dialed in. Tower is 119.7. So let's dial that in. And this is the kind of stuff that 119.17. This is the kind of stuff that oftentimes cause me to get behind the aircraft, just trying to just wait too late to dial in these frequencies. And then all of a sudden I start rushing. I got food on the stove and it smells like it wants to scorch a little bit. So let me go and adjust my flame. Also, my headset wire is trying to get caught in my office chair. Be right back.
First 6 Papa Echo, taxi parking via Bravo or Delta. For 6 Papa Echo.
Okay, and I am back. So I'm a little bit low. So I'm just going to add a little power and see if my vertical speed indicator inch up, which it is. And as long as I keep an eye on it, I should be good to go.
Charlie, runway 29 clear for the option.
My path is actually taking me between the, the peaks of the mountains.
650,
Um,
departure.
I don't know what pass this is. Let's see if I see a pass on the chart,
405, shut down the contact, Bakersfield approach, 118.8.
and I don't. But oftentimes, whenever you got mountains on two sides, you see something to say a pass, and I don't see a.
Bakersfield approach, Mark 8405, Parker Delta 10500.
Should
05, shut Delta,
should
Bakersfield
have a
approach, Bakersfield, altimeter 2988.
should have a highway down there, pretty a divided highway down there somewhere.
242 Sierra Bravo, Tampa Andino Tower, straight out departure approved, runway 24 cleared for takeoff.
Okay, let's see if we can get ADAS for Santa Barbara yet.
Santa Barbara 5692, this is we're flight to SkyTech 1.
26692, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 6000.
Climb maintain 6000.
Still ain't quite picking up ADAS. I think I'm gonna leave the radio enabled, and as soon as I get ADAS, then I'll contact approach. I'm 26 miles away. I should contact approach about 20, 50, between 15 and 20 miles out. Um, but without ADAS, I don't know what runway to expect.
For 26690, turn right,
All right,
heading 360, join
give it
Victory.
a little bit more
Clear traffic
power because
information.
I'm still a little low.
Turn right, 360 and join Victor 8 with you on 5692.
And I'm still not gaining the altitude that I'd like to gain, so add another, just a little bit more power, put another P in the pot. All right, oil temperatures in the green, fuel temps are in the green, manifold pressure is just barely in the green. Fuel flow looks really bad. Okay, I got Papa.
Delta Charlie Alpha Foxtrot X-ray LA center out.
2.5 and 1.5, left and right on the 1.5s. And that's Papa. So listen one more time. Now I got a mountain in front of me. That mountain's at 4,200 feet. So I need to get up some. Papa, and I am gonna turn autopilot off and divert over the lower part of this mountain. To 998. Papa. All right, so I'm gonna listen one more time. I still don't know the winds. That's what I'm listening for now. All right, so this time, once I get the winds and I have all my information, 220 at 10.
Right, so that was 240 Papa requesting transition to Ontario 5 Charlie, destination Almonte,
So we can
NPS
expect 2-5.
200.
242 Sierra, roger, departure frequency 13, correction, squawk on 1340.
Squawk 1340, 242 Papa.
We can expect um, 1-5. Now, when I call Santa Barbara, they'll give me a squawk code.
For 2 Sierra radar contact, 9 miles north of Taco, and change frequency 134, correction 135.4.
Studio 1354, radar contact 242 Papa.
And let's see where we are in reference to this Guadalupe Gaviota VOR, which the VOR frequency is 113.8,
100, checking in.
and
242 Sherpa,
I think I just ran out of fuel on one tank.
altitude in case 4000. The Ontario altimeter 29996.
We got 299er 6 in right now at 3,800. Sorry about that. We'll go up to 45. That's all right. 242 Papa.
I'm going to land at San Ynez.
Transition, maintain VFR at or below 4,500. But there's no specific altitude. I just needed you to confirm because what you reported is not what you were indicating.
I'm going to land at San Ynez here because see, I need to make sure that I don't have any. I'm looking at a chart and um, I'm, I'm just over San Ynez and I ran out of fuel on one tank and I don't want to trust trying to come in and to Santa Barbara and running out of fuel on the other tank. That just don't bode well. So there's San Ynez right there off my nose, and the frequency for that is 118, 122.8. And the ADAS, the AWAS is 118.07.
Delta Charlie Alpha, short X-ray. You can step away for basically as long as you will, just if I go back.
All right. And fuel elevation is at 671 feet. So let's get down. All right. So landing lights can come on. And we'll do a glance, gas, lights, undercarriage, and gear up, mixture and props, mixture and props. Okay. And elevation is 670 the one, so 1600. So we need to get down another 1500 feet to be to get that pattern. And I can change frequencies. Sending as traffic 286 Whiskey Foxtrot type Piper error is 4 miles to the southwest, and we are going to do a downwind for runway standby. Phone is ringing. Hey, Lop Lopsonero, trying to trying to manage too many things at one time here, which is not good. Okay, so now I need to look and see what my runways are. We got 8 and 2 6. Okay, and don't need to climb. All right. So our winds are, I can't hear the winds. Winds are calm. So we're gonna take 2 6, and we're gonna do we're out, and we're gonna turn and do straight in for 2 6. Saying as traffic, Arrow 286 Whiskey Foxtrot is 6 miles to the west, turning inbound for runway 26, straight in. San Ynez. Okay. So, because of our fuel situation, we are not going to worry about trying to do a downwind. Okay, I've overshot the airfield. And let's see. I want to see it here. There it is. Right here. Okay, so I got it in sight. All right, 671. I'm at 1300. All right, glumps, gas, lights, undercarriage, mixture, props. On the glide path. I'm waiting on my gear to come down. All right, I need my three in the green. Three in the green, gears down. All right, and 80 knots. This airplane likes to be landed at 75 knots. Flaps, more flaps, 75 knots. And that was a risky landing because I was not managing the airspeed very well on that. Thank you. I thought that I thought I came in a little low. I'm actually out of gas on one tank, um, which is why I am diverting. When I left Santa Barbara, I knew I was low on gas, but I thought I could make it.
Crawford weather.
And
Wind calm. Visibility
the
10. Sky clear.
I didn't
Wind
manage the
20.
fuel well
Dew point 10.
at all
Altimeter
because I got
295 meters.
halfway to my destination when I realized my mixture was set to give me an extremely high fuel burn.
Crawford weather. Wind calm.
Otherwise, I may have
Visibility
made it.
10. Sky clear.
Okay,
Altimeter
so
20. Dew point
I
10.
am actually going to
Altimeter
have to
295
shut
meters.
down, and I still got ADAS running. That don't look like a drone. Um, but I am on the frequency for cent. I think, yeah, 128. Didn't hear anybody call. San Ynez traffic radio check. 122.8. That is the right frequency. Okay, let's set the brakes. Brakes are set. And let's turn switches off. And I think I had the fuel pump on that whole trip too. I think I think some of these are. I think this guy right here may be a drone. If he turns to the if he turns, yeah, he's a drone because that's the way the drones turn. I've been here enough. But the other aircraft that took off, that one, for some reason, I'm not sure that was a drone. Okay, and let's turn the autopilot off. And I am going to have to finish this flight at some other time. Okay, let's turn the avionics off, lean it out, and turn everything but the beacon off, lights off, and let's put some chocks on it. And let's get out and take a look at what we got here. Hmm, there it is. Yep, so I was wondering why I was getting out and in front of that aircraft, but now I see what was happening. That was just where the camera pops out at. So this is the aircraft that we just flew and landed, and this is a Beechcraft Bonanza beside it. Oh, is that the Baron? See, the Baron has that maybe I think that's the Baron. I think the Bonanza is a single prop aircraft. There's a dog in my backyard that I don't recognize. Okay, so yeah, and I think this is good timing. I see my hourglass. I think my sim may crash because I just got an hourglass. And anyway, uh, Lobo Lobos Nero, I appreciate you stopping by, and anybody else who stopped by. I am going to end this stream, and I hope to finish this up sometime soon. Until next time, ciao, and remember, a good pilot is always learning.